Yo, 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 yo. What's going on out there? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy, Coach Squeeze, aka the Smoothie King. Right back at y'all with another one. How y'all doing out there tonight? Y'all already know what it is. Stop playing with me. It's Friday on the Rize podcast. We all here. Hope y'all, when y'all come in the chat, everybody hope that y'all had a safe, blessed weekend. Big No Gaming, what it do? Yeah, hope everybody had a blessed weekend, man. It's been a long, dragged out week, but I'm here, so hope and pray that everybody's safe out there. And we gonna chop it up tonight, man. A lot of recipes to be cooked. Leave the ground hard. Yeah, man. Yeah. Thanks, man. I'm still, yeah, once I go to the funeral, probably hit me a little more. I remember that young man when he was only BVO. I ain't forget about you, champ. Just been going through this Lord thing, man. My apologies. I ain't get a chance to respond to you. But going through these Lord things, but this funeral coming up and getting ready to speak at my son funeral. Represent and send him away good. Hey man, like I said before, once again, it's Friday. Thanks, BVO, man. On the Rize podcast, y'all already know how we do. Warren Holly, Miss Tanya. I was saying Miss Tanya. Oh, she's on my mind too. Tawu Aqua Kabutu, Luna Grind Hard, Big No Game, and my brother Warren Holly, Chris Aki Bowman. I appreciate that. Tim Zay, Musa. Yeah, appreciate all the prayers, man. Just keep praying for me. It's been Miss Just Do. Peace and love. It's just been a roller coaster. Thanks, Fender Bender. Go Talk Sports. Appreciate you, Miss Just Do. Coach Squeeze just trying to lighten up the situation. You gotta tell Senior you got to adjust that camera and keep that full head after focus. I love the Rize podcast, and Senior knows he's my guy. Appreciate you, man. Go Talk Sports. What's up, Coach Squeeze? Hope it's all is well. Prayers are with you and your family. Allah knows best. James Vaughn and my prayer coach. Sorry this happened. Salute to you, King. Appreciate you, man. Marcel Triggs, what it do? All right, y'all. Let me get the sponsors out of the way. We're going to chop it up tonight. 5-time world champ, 4 different weight classes. First ballot Hall of Famer Fender Bender. GTD Promotions that I know he great make his awaited return to the ring. All right, yo, shout out www.kenichibed.com. Use code TRP. Finally got them black ones, man. God is good. Appreciate that, young man. Get those black ones. Go over to kenichibed.com. Get your hibernation 5s. Also, shout out to www.noslipgallery.org. Go over there and use the code RIZE10. You'll get 10% off. Check his art and his merch out. He got some new stuff he dropping. Also, shout out to www.meandkillerbeat.com. Coming off a devastating knockout. Also, rest in peace to John Boy. Miss Tanya Vandross Williams Jr., Bad Girls Promotion. Get my head together, man. Work with me, y'all. Work with me. Work with me, y'all. Work with me. I'm here for y'all tonight. You know, I know life, this happens, man, but this one, man, Miss Tanya down now, my son, crazy. I always say you never know, man. That's why I start the chat with love, peace, happiness. Shout out to Bad Girls Promotions, EOE, Education Over Everything, my brother's movement. Don't forget to go down to 1901 Pennsylvania Avenue, Coach Calvin and Kenny Way. Get your Shari's Essentials. 12 rolls for $7. Also, shout out to Four Corners Boxing featuring Maurice and Jenny Jones. Go over there to 15 rounds of boxing every Wednesday night. Check them out. Also, shout out to Pro Soul Boxing, Richie Threads, Richie Baby with the 5 intros, Ayo Clothing Line. Shout out to Under Armour. Thanks for all that you do for the kids and have done and will do in the future. Shout out to Just Do Boxing, Hardcore Boxing News, Miss Mona, Kal Coolett. I gotta mention Miss Tanya. She's still a big part of the podcast. John Boy. Man, how can you forget these people? People throw you away when they can't get nothing from you. I really love those people. And I'm still healing from it. I'm human. And shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Miss Mona, Miss Yaya, keep her in y'all prayers, man. Last but not least, Official Gear Boxing. All the fighters wearing it. Me and all assets wearing it too. Y'all can say it with me in the chat. 1, 2, 3. In the place to be. Blocks. Raw. Let's chop it up, y'all. Let's chop it up. All right, let me go over here to the chat. Holler at my family. Miss y'all, man. We push it, man. Let me go over to the chat. Holler at everybody. Show some love. Big No Gaming. Appreciate you. You the first one in the house. Appreciate you, brother. Luda Grind Hard. BVO. Tawu Aqua Kabutu. Warren Holly. Miss Mona. Thanks for sending those prayers to my phone, Miss Mona. BVO, appreciate you. Maurice Jones. What up, Rize family? Peace and blessing, kings and queens. Good to see brother Maurice in here. Tim Zay, Musa. Miss Just Do Boxing. Miss Arena. How you doing, queen? Goat Talk. James Vaughn and my prayer coach. Sorry this happened, king. Fender Bender. Why you mad, Toya? Brashley McClendon. Yes, I missed you, Miss Arena. Yeah, Maurice. My son got lost his life last weekend. Got a funeral coming up this weekend. Maurice Jones. I keep everybody in the loop. when the body being viewed and stuff. Go talk sports. Why you mad, Toya? Appreciate you, man. That's why I always, man, try to everybody get a turn with this, man. Boxing matchups with D Free, TWT. Salute. Terry Lewis. Stretched Out Boxing. The Rize podcast is in the building. Hit like and subscribe before you comment. Kentrell Lagu. Who else we got in here? Smash that like button, y'all. Coming in. Big Dre JBT. Millen Films, what it do? Thanks, Terry Lewis. Appreciate it, man. Gotta keep pushing, man. Tough. Appreciate y'all, Maurice. You on the queen. I really do. 86 baby Murray. El Rafael Boxio. What it do? Appreciate that, Brashy McClendon. Okay, brother Maurice. Appreciate the love and the Mr. Rainer Coach Squeeze. I'm sorry to hear that. Please keep me abreast, or should I get in touch with Senior? Yeah, I let Senior know and stuff. He gonna be cremated, so they getting everything together. Technique. Tank is a disgrace for dragging up little Lamont Roach. You got a right to feel how you feel, brother. God bless you and your family, champ. 86 baby Murray. Prayers and condolences, Uncle Squeeze. Appreciate you. Technique. Tank won't be remembered if he don't fight anybody. You're entitled to your opinion, champ. Appreciate you coming over here expressing your opinion. El Rafael Boxio. What I do? Yeah, Fender Bender. All right, y'all. Friday night boxing talk with the one and only Smoothie King and Coach DayDay. He'll be coming in soon. True Culture. Zakia Zach B. Big Dre JBT. All assets in the background. Keep him in your prayers, man. That he get better and speedy recovery. So he'll be, in good health and spirits. Keep him in. We all need to be lifted up and prayed for. Hood Rich 410. Ram Bay. Drop the link in the chat. All assets. He in the background DJing. Drop the link in the chat. And we gonna talk boxing tonight with the fans. We ain't did it in a while. I want to see what's on y'all minds. And we gonna chop it up, man. They got some fights coming on, but none of them are notable fighters. You got one fighter making his pro debut. I'm going to name some of the names. This ESPN, and this is the Zone. I don't know none of these guys personally, but one thing we got to understand when it comes to boxing is always somebody on the rise that slides through the cracks and get hungry and kick the door wide open. So I hope and pray that the Rize podcast be able to link up with one of those new prospects that's on the rise so we can rise with them. True culture. Tank Davis is fighting champion. Weight bullying need to stop. Good, who's that? Good Rich. Oh man, hope keep Hood Rich in y'all prayers, man. He had COVID. May God touch his body. Fender business. Listen, y'all. You all should know this ain't the time for negative comments. For real. Tough behind the keys. Go somewhere else. Smoothie King, right back at you with another one. Fender Bender. Listen, y'all. You all should know this ain't the time for negative comments. For real. Tough behind the keys. Go somewhere else if you have disrespect. Appreciate that, man. It's all good. It's all good, Fender Bender. Jenny Jones, hey Queen. Right now, they can say what they want. Fender Bender. Hell and high water, man. The way I feel right now, man, I could just break down in tears, man, but I'm holding up, man. I'm holding up. The show must go on. Ain't nothing they can say, bruh. Let them get it out. Brother Maurice Jones. Let me tell y'all, man, real quick. Jenny Jones and Maurice Jones, they really, really good people. Good, wholesome people. And they love who they love. And they respect who they respect. And that don't grow on trees. Appreciate you. Old Mick Original, what it do, champ? Technique, who timed me out? Don't time him out, y'all. As long as he not cussing or nothing, he just voicing his opinion. It's all good. Let him rap. He got a right to feel how he want to feel. You know, if he say he don't like Tank next fight, that's cool. He ain't cuss. He ain't, disrespect nobody by saying that. We all know whoever they put Tank in front of, they going to sleep. They going to get punished. If they don't go to sleep, they going to get punished. Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez. They all gonna get punished. They all gonna get punished. Fender Bender, me and you Squeeze, we be having a drink if you with me. Facts. Appreciate you, Chad. Miss Arena, no, they can't. Let me see. Miss Arena, I'm trying to read your comment, Queen. No, they can't go Squeeze. Play music going to be respectful or put out, and you know how I roll. Night Rider 16. Technique, I agree. Tank Sleep, Shakur, and Devin. Like I say, Technique, thanks for coming over here, man. One thing y'all gotta learn about social media. When you on social media, people attack me all the time. So a lot of people don't like me on here. It's cool, man. God ain't put me here for everybody to like. You got people in your family don't like you, so it is. I can't live my life worrying about who don't like me. I'ma live it. I'ma live it loving the people who love me back. So it's all good. But I don't think he said nothing disrespectful. Yeah, Hood Rich, appreciate you, man. May God touch your body, May he touch your body. It ain't like he came on and say that B or MF. And no, he said he not feeling the dude he about to fight, Lamont Roach, So they got history together, though, by the way. They got history together. Yeah. Terry Lewis. Like I say, man, we got some fights on. Dazin is on ESPN Knockout. I don't know what the hell that is. They be coming up with some stuff. And like I say, you got a lot of prospects on here. We got lightweight, and we got lightweight, super bantamweight, super lightweight, heavyweight, another two super lightweights, and two super bantamweights. Okay. So we're going to get some action. Hopefully some of these guys be standouts. I keep this card in prayer that these fighters be able to make their staple and kick the door open to success, and that they be able to take care of their families. Let me name some of them. This is on the ESPN Knockout. I don't know what the heck that is, but Gerfried Nagayo versus Wilfredo Flores at lightweight. Alexander Castellano versus Dominique Griffin at super bantamweight. Spencer Wilcox, undefeated, versus just Deshaun Johns at super lightweight, 4-6-0. Joseph Messi is his pro debut versus Michael Shaw, 0-1-0 in the heavyweight division. Michael Vega, 2-2-0 versus Chris J. Ortiz, 0-3-0 in the super lightweight division. Makai Krebs, 8-0 versus Marilyn Rivas, 17-5-3 in the super bantamweight division. I wish these guys much success, and they be able to move into the clientele side of getting known, man. It's just like when you start a new job, you want to prove that you're worthy of the money that you're asking for and what you're going to bring to the company. All right, I got that out the way. Be holler at me. I don't want to miss nobody. Coach Squeeze, I know what you're going to do. I lost my aunt and cousin in less than a week. Hey, man, let's send our prayers out to Go Talk Sports too, man. May God touch your hearts. May the memories that you had with both of them cushion the blow. I got my picture of my son when he was a little boy. I don't want to say stepson. It was my ex-wife's son. I raised him, so he was my son. He always showed me love. He always told me he loved me and stuff. So, you know, he family. Bottom line. And he leaving behind a daughter. So let's keep his mom, my daughter, my daughters in prayer in the loss of their brother. And let's keep Goat Talk family in our prayers. Yeah, Dodge J. No problem with the fight over here. Let these two black men eat. Let me put that up. Cause that's so important. Smoothie King and Lamont Roach coming to fight. Just like my boy Frank Martin came to fight. No problem over here with the fight. Let these two black men eat. Exactly. Is it the fight I want to see? No. But guess what? I'm not the one in the ring. And shout out Mr. Bernard Hackett, Jaleel Hackett, father. He told y'all, Tank can fight the milkman and sell it out. He going to do numbers. Fender Bender say, it's funny. They never woke up in the morning, run 2 miles, then do 150 sit-ups and 150 push-ups, then spar real competition. Piss off, nobody's real talk. Luda grind hard, clowns and haters. The podcast is the realest podcast on the East Coast, straight like that, out of North Carolina. Appreciate you, champ. We got our own opinions, and on here, we don't agree with everything. Senior pick who he's picked. Me and Kenny battle on his picks. Coach Calvin and me, we battle on our picks. You know what I mean? So we don't agree with everything over here. We respect each other opinions. Warren Holly trying to hold my head up just like Squeeze dealing with life. Yeah, keep your head up, champ. Keep your head up, man. We're going to go do this together. Let's get those likes up, y'all. Heather E. Hey, Queen. God bless you. Smoothie King, you got to be laughing at Gary Russell Jr. He getting tough as hell to mouth these days, LOL. Yeah. You know, he trying to talk his way into a fight. He trying to talk his way into a fight. He ain't been in the ring in 5 years. And I'm still pissed at Gary Russell to losing Lomachenko. I'm still pissed at that. I ain't healed from that. If he did less talking and more fighting, yeah. I mean, you know how that is. Fender Bender, you know how that is. You know, he trying to talk his way into the bidding wars. You know, he gotta be, hey, I'm over here, I'm hungry. Yeah, Terry Lewis. I was pissed. I remember the fight like it was yesterday. Went over my co-worker's house, watched it on his big screen, big old screen TV. Me and him, he like, who you got? Like, I got Gary Russell all day long. Ha! Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha! You talk too much and you never shut up. I say you talk too much. Gary Russell, shut up. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Your mouth moving faster than your hands. And then I said, I lost my goddamn money too. Right there. $100 in my homeboy house. Cause the other dude was like, he ain't believe in Gary. And me and yo was beefing. Made me look like a damn fool. Yeah. Made me look like a fool. I'm sitting there. But you the bad Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole downtown, better than the junkyard dog. When the bell go ding, you know what I mean? You know, but I told y'all about his little brother too. I told y'all about Antoine Russell. His style, he wasn't gonna be able to beat anybody like that. He ain't gonna be, I said that. I've been said that. Yo, I know stars when I see them. I know him when I see him. No stab at his brother. Tough young man. But you gotta bring more to the table than swinging wild, hoping for a poor boy sandwich that has some meat on it. Cause old boy whipped up on his ass that last fight. And I was watching it. I was like, he ain't letting them get off. That veteran jumped on his ass. Yeah. Knight Rider, let me put this up. Appreciate y'all. Smash that like button, y'all. Pick my spurs up. Smash it. Smoothie King, right back at you with another one. Knight Rider 16. How you see the Tank versus Roach fight going? Well, I watched Roach. Actually, they got history. Lamar Roach and Tank fought in the amateurs. They fought in the amateurs. How I see it going out, I got probably 5, 6. If he get out pocket, might get him in 3. I like to see the press conference, how they do that. Cause I'm gonna go with GTD. Tell me. Yeah, he miserable, Miss Arena. No, Tabu Aqua Kabutu. I thought Russell was fighting every year. Yeah, every leap, yeah. No, every 2 leaps, yeah. It's like a jungle sometimes. It make me wonder how I keep from going under. Yeah, a clown. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, about that long, Terry Lewis. Mr. Rain, the Gary Russell is miserable. Yes, he is. Okay, let me bring him in. My partner in crime. All assets must have dialed my boy up. You already, I hope he feeling better. One of the pound for pound great dissectors of the sport. Do his homework, do his due diligence, on what he talking about. He just ain't babbling. He don't got the Gary Russell syndrome, babbling for clicks. Babbling. The one, the only. You seen him on here before, and the numbers went out the roof, and the night ain't gonna be no difference. The myth, the living legend himself, brother Ant
Oh,
McQueen.
thank you for the warm welcome, man. It never gets old. Every time, man, you do that. I feel like somebody, like Jesse Jackson used to say, "I am somebody."
How you feeling, man? How your health coming?
I'm feeling a lot better, man. Feeling a
How,
lot better.
how the little one? He doing better too?
You know how that is, man. They always bounce back before you do. It seems
Yeah,
like the moment they give you whatever they got, it just leave their system, and then you be down for a couple days.
yeah. That's how I used to be with me and my son. Uh yeah, when he got sick. Yeah. What's going on, chat? We just chopping it up. Little boxing talk. Um, they was asking me how I feel about the Lamont Roach fight. You want to add anything to that? Excuse me, how you receiving that announcement about that fight? What is your thought process being a boxing fan of the sport?
I like the fight, man. I like the fight. First and foremost, you got to look at the landscape. All these other guys that people want to see Tank fight, they got tied up. They got other obligations. Um, yeah, my guy, he was slated to fight Cordina, and he had the hand injury, so you got to take him off the table. Lomachenko, he was in the talks for whatever reason, personal. He decided to pull out of the fight. He said he'll be back in 2025. So that takes him off. I don't think that Bob Arum had much interest in putting Baranchik in there. So you got to take him off the table. William Zepeda is tied up with Tevin Farmer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who else was there to fight? And then now on top of that, Lamont Roach is a damn good fighter. He's 25-1. Only fight that he lost. Some people felt like it was a questionable loss to Jamel Herring, who Jamel Herring's a damn good fighter in his own right, former champion. So there's no shame in losing to another champion. Roach is a damn good fighter, man.
They don't understand that, Ant. Hold on, Ant. They don't understand that, man. They just looking at the demographics. They not really looking at that this man was a former, and he's a champion, beat a former champion. The dude has a good resume, a solid resume. So, you know, if you ask me personally, I think Lamont Roach has a better resume than Rowley and Ryan Garcia. Resume wise, in my opinion.
Definitely more skilled than Rolly. But here's the thing, though: it's like each fight, it presents a different set of challenges. I think the challenge that you face with a guy like Rolly is, although he may not be as skilled, he may not have the pedigree of some of these other guys. He does have the strength and he has the power where you got to watch out to where you can't allow him to catch you with something. You know what I'm saying? But with Lamont Roach, see what my guy Terry Lewis just said, from the amateurs to the pros, a champion at every step of his career. I agree with him 1000%. And that's exactly where I was going with it. Like, yo, Lamont Roach is a damn good fighter. He's got pedigree. He's got the skill set. I think that some people, they might just be looking at the name and the lack of notoriety and saying, oh, this guy ain't this, he ain't that. But forget about the names, because names don't win fights. Skills win fights. And Lamont Roach, he's got a damn good skill set. His little brother looked pretty good too. I'm not sure if you've seen him make his pro debut a couple months back on Pro Box. yo, like them dudes can box, man. They got solid skills. Now, personally, I think that is going to be a good technical matchup because I feel like Lamont Roach, he's got the skill set, and once again, he's got the pedigree to make this an interesting fight. Then also the experience that they had with one another in the amateurs. Yeah, I know it's the amateurs, but experience is experience. And I do think that attrition is ultimately going to be the deciding factor because that's the danger that you run with boxing with a guy like Tank or Baterviev or any of them guys where they got good boxing skills, but they can also punch. So if you're a guy who got good boxing skills, like Lamont Roach got good boxing skills, Tank can box with him, but can Lamont Roach punch with Tank? And I think that's what it's going to come down to. But I don't think it's a bad fight by any means, you know. And shout out to Lamont Roach for challenging himself. I don't like the way that people are crapping on him, making it seem like he hasn't
He a nobody.
yeah, or like he just doesn't deserve to challenge himself and like he's supposed to just lay down. Like, nah, this dude is a fighter too. This guy's a fighter too. I mean, you look throughout the span of time, yo. Like, could you imagine what social media would look like today when Muhammad Ali fought Doug Jones?
Yup.
You're looking at this dude crazy, and Doug Jones actually put forth a good fight. It wasn't like Ali just washed him, but that's not a notable name throughout the span of heavyweight boxing history. But he gave Muhammad Ali a damn good fight. So
Hell yeah.
I think Lamont Roach, right game plan and everything. Like I said, I feel like he could make it a good fight, but I think the attrition is going to be the deciding factor.
Let me get this money out the way. Smoothie King, right back at you with another one. Branson, man, thanks for the love in the chat. Tank inside 3 or 6 rounds. Appreciate you. Gary Brooks. My condolences, Coach Squeeze. Appreciate that, man. Still trying to wrap my head around that my son lost his life, man. Just trying to wrap my head around it. I see it every day on the news. Everybody just losing their minds out here. But it is, man. What can you do, man? Psalm 12 Squeeze. It's not Tank fault we ain't getting the fights. They literally are all ducking or injured or aren't 135 pounds. I don't really think it's more so than ducking, because if you in the fight business and you know who the cash cow is and you trying to make a living and be financially set, you got to get in there with them. You got to. So there's no getting around that. Mr. Rainer said, I think Tank gonna get him in 4. Terry Lewis said, yes, you are scholars. Showtime the guy pass. Put Gary Russell Jr. versus Hector Garcia on the undercard. That would be a good one. Solid fight. H Money Mall, Coach Squeeze, Assalamu alaikum, brother, salute. Let me see. William Old School on JBT. I've been doing my homework on Lamont Roach, and that kid can fight. He takes Haney's punch money, takes Haney lunch money every day of the week. Who else? Trying to get everybody in the chat involved. Read my family comments. Fender Bender, Kentucky known for that little fellow. Y'all might remember who is Muhammad Ali. We rooting for Tank. William Old School. People don't know boxing if they don't think Roach can fight. I've been watching his fights for my show tonight, the Angry White Man Boxing Podcast. Y'all don't forget to go over there and check them out, the Angry Man Boxing Podcast. So how you How you see that fight playing out in your head? Give me the tail of the tape for victory for both fighters. And
Uh, with with Roach, I think that he's going to have to like operate as a pick'em fighter, as the great Andre Ward says. You know, throw them twos and threes. Try to be as unpredictable as he possibly can. Because the one thing we've seen with Tank is if you fall into a pattern and you throwing certain shots at the same speed, he's going to pick up on it. Even if he don't take advantage of it right away, just know he got them sprockets turning in his mind. So I feel like with Roach, he got to operate as a pick'em fighter, like fight and burst, but he's got to be consistent enough. Because I don't see him being able to land anything that's going to really change the course of the fight. He's not a big puncher. I think he's got like a 40% KO ratio. It's not to say that he's devoid of power, but you know, I think he's just solid in that regard. Nothing
but
crazy.
I hear you, but give me your definitive answer on how he can win this fight.
Got to operate as a pick'em and be consistent. You got to be consistent with it. He can't afford to just play keep away because Tank is a guy that already he doesn't waste a lot of shots. He don't throw a whole lot of shots. So the one chance that Lamont has in this fight is he's got to outland him. He's got to try to outpoint him. Because again, I just don't see him landing anything too substantial to really hurt Tank. So he's got to outpoint him, and he's got to be careful in the way in which he does it. It's like again, he can't get lulled into not letting his hands go. He's got to let them go, but don't do too much to where you hang yourself out to dry. It's boop, 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 be responsible. Boop, 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 be responsible. And then just, you know, just poke and prod his way to a victory. That's it. If Tank is throwing 1 or 2 shots at a time, you got to be throwing 3 and 4 at a time. And then just try to outpoint him. And be responsible. Be responsible. Use his legs. I was watching some clips of his last fight that he had. He got a nice little check hook. The dude that he was fighting was southpaw, so I'm assuming that will give him a little bit of confidence too. Move, but not too damn much either. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Move with purpose, because you don't want to burn yourself out. You don't want to be burning the candle at both ends. And then as far as Tank, I would say go to the body. Go to the body and utilize those feints and get him to burn off that energy, and then he's going to slow down eventually, and you just catch up with him. That's the way I see it for both of them. It's like with Lamont Roach, it's like you got to use your legs, but not unnecessarily. Not unnecessarily. Like you got to.
Meaning, you got to, when you say this stuff, the people that know boxing know what you're saying. But for the ones that's not really understanding the calculating words that you're using, for a person that don't understand what you're really saying, what you're talking about, the calculating moving, but not overly moving, how would you explain that to them?
All right. So with the what's the name, like with ring generalship, right? The way I personally look at it is like this. You're moving with the intention of not just being defensive, but also being in range to still land something too. You still got to be offensive. Sometimes you see guys, they get on their bike and they just move and move and move and move and move, but they're not looking to score. They're just looking to evade their opponent. But eventually, you gotta tag somebody. You can't just move and move and move and move. That's not ring generalship. That's just being on your bike. So you got to move with some type of purpose. That's the other thing. With your technique, make sure your technique is on point. if you're Lamont Roach. So when you throwing, keep the other hand up. Get off the line. Don't pose. That's one of the things they tell you when you're in the gym, when you're working on the heavy bag. Don't just stand there and throw punches. Move afterwards. Get off the line afterwards. Move your head afterwards. When you shadow boxing, same thing. You move, you throwing your hands, make sure you throwing some slips and some sort of measure of defensive responsibility. So you're not just throwing hands and then now, because the heavy bag don't punch back. Your shadow don't punch back. So all of those little fundamental things, just stick to the basics, man. Stick to the basics. And when I say operate as a pick'em fighter, some guys, they're really good at throwing combinations and they just let their hands run. But that can be very, very irresponsible when you're dealing with somebody that can punch in between your shots, because you're just letting your hands run and you hanging yourself out to dry. But if it's bop, 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 then you get the hands back. Bop, 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 then you get the hands back. Get off the line, whatever you do. But just in bursts. Throw 3 and 4, 5 at the most, and get the hell off the line. Do something defensively to ensure that whatever's coming back, you got to answer for it defensively. Okay. And it's a tall task, man. It's a very tall task, man. Because again, like I said, Lamont Roach, you watch him fight. Technically, he is a hell of a boxer. But Tank is also a hell of a boxer, but he can also punch.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what makes it extremely difficult for Lamont Roach, man.
TTMZ say, Tank still gonna figure you out. It's nothing you can do. William Old School, Aunt JBT, Squeeze. Tank will stop Roach in the late rounds, but until then, it's a damn good fight. Charlie Lewis, you have to accept what's given until you can find a spot of refuge. For some points, define your niche in Tank's punching rhythms. Charlie Lewis say exactly, and Charlie Lewis also say you have to engage.
You have to. You have to. Because again, it's like you can't just play keep away. You can't just be on the back foot trying to be overly defensive. Because are you looking to survive or are you looking to win the fight? And if you're not going to engage and you're just on the back foot and you just trying to get away from this guy, clearly you just looking to survive. And there's no consolation. There's no consolation prize. You don't get a belt for surviving. You don't get a W for surviving. All you're going to get is a loss by a unanimous decision. That's all you're going to get for your troubles. So you got to find a way to engage and find a way to do it safely. I don't know, like even if you employ some of that old Lennox Lewis, land a couple shots, tie up, do that until maybe the ref intervenes and tell you that you can't you can't clinch, you got to work, you got to find something to where you can land some of your own offense but also limit what the other guy can do to you. So
I just think that it sounds cliche-ish, but the fight is really won. In this case, in GTD case, the fight is won in the gym. Everything that he's taught in the gym, he brings it to the ring and execute it. This is why he's making these fights look easy. And then y'all gotta understand, we talk about styles and the Devin Haney's, the Ryan Garcias, the Shakur Stevensons, the Teofimo Lopez, the Lomachinkos. But what we don't really rely on talking about, fire and desire, baby. Feel it coming through, and I thank you, baby. Tank got fire and desire, and you can't coach that. When you got the will to win and you fighting with a chip on your shoulder, all of that stuff get thrown out the window. And it becomes a war. I'm going to make it a war. I'm going to corner you and I'm going to punish you. You can run, but you can't hide. It's only 4 corners in the ring. It's not an octagon. 4 corners in the ring, and he will find you. And when he do, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, I done been in there. I done seen this kid spar. If he like you, he'll hold back. But if he don't like you, he knocking people out in spawn. So how do you practice knockouts? By knocking people out. So, I'm going to throw this fight at you because it is Friday night boxing talk, and we got to talk about it. We got the guy that not only beat, but annihilated the boogeyman, Matias. William Parro fighting Richard Hitchens. What are your thoughts, Ant McQueen?
Man. We were talking about this the other day. Richard Hitchens.
Ah.
2 things for him. I hope that he's got his conditioning together, for one. And 2, I hope that he's worked on his inside game a tad bit. I'm not sure if you've seen his last fight with Gustavo Limos.
Stop. Keep going on.
But when I was watching that fight, man, it got a little spooky for my guy Richard Hitchens, and I like Richard Hitchens. As a New Yorker, I was rooting for him. I'm rooting for him against Parro, but his inside game was damn near non-existent. And when it got rough, and Limo started getting down and dirty, my guy was looking up at the clock a whole lot in that fight. It was crazy, like how often he was looking up at that clock. Like he was looking like he was just barely making it through those rounds. I don't know if it was just the conditioning or if things got a little too rough on him, but Hitchens he's one of them guys where he likes to fight all cute from the outside. It's just jab, 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 move around, jab, 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 move around, try to stay on the outside. But when Limos showed he didn't give a damn about his jab and started bringing it to him, it was looking pretty shaky for my guy, man. It was looking pretty shaky. And Parro, he's one of them dudes where in that last fight with Matias, he showed that he could be rough and rugged. Because the one
and
thing,
Cuba.
Facts. The thing with beating Matias is you got to be able to control him physically. Just moving around and trying to stay on the outside and jab and try to keep him at bay, that does not work. Ergashev tried it. It didn't work. My guy, Jeremiah Ponce, he started off pretty good, but then by the 3rd round, that stuff wasn't working. We seen what's the name try that with him, Malik Hawkins. Shout out to Malik Hawkins. Malik was boxing beautifully from the outside, but eventually Matias caught up with him. But what Parro did was every time Matias got in close, he hit him with that old George Foreman, put them 2 hands on him and controlled him like that, and just moved him where he wanted to move him. 2-piece, take that with you. Control him, 2-piece, take that with you. And then we saw the other guy tried to box with Parro. Parro ended up clipping him and getting him up out of there. The one with the little dog, Montana Love. So I say that to say this. I think that Parro in his past couple of fights, he's shown enough versatility to where he can box. He's a solid boxer, but he's also rugged and he's physically strong enough and durable enough to where if things get a little dicey on the inside, mid range, he can hang with you. With Richard Hitchens, I just don't know. And I remember there was a clip of Coach Calvin talking to him, saying like, "Yo, I need you to be that dog. Like, yo, that's the Richard Hitchens that I like." I'm not sure if you ever seen that clip, but they was like in the gym, and Coach Calvin was like, he was giving us props on his work. He was doing some good work and sparring that day, but he was like, "Yo, that's the Richard Hitchens that I need to see. I need to see the dog." But with Richard Hitchens, yo, like a lot of times he on the outside and he's looking pretty. It's all about the jab and staying on the outside. But when when the firefight breaks out, he be looking a little lost. So I gotta edge it towards Parro. Subjectively, if me personally, I'm rooting for Richards and Hitchens. I'm rooting for him because I want to see him win. I love him, you know what I'm saying? New York guy, Flatbush to be exact. I'm rooting for him. But if I'm being objective and I'm just taking my bias out of it, I got to give the edge to Parro because, again, I just think he's shown a little bit more versatility than Richards and Hitchens has.
You
But I'm
finished?
rooting for Richards and Hitchens. Yeah,
You
I'm finished.
finished?
But I'm rooting
You
for
finished?
I'm rooting for him.
You
That's
finished
my
playing
guy.
the violin, bro?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My turn. I'll let you go ahead.
Go
My
ahead.
turn. Ant McQueen. I appreciate him. And like he said, that's his brother from another mother. He a New Yorker. But I'm going to give y'all this. That fight, Richard Hitchens will be exposed.
Oh, not exposed, squeeze.
He's getting knocked out, or the referee going to stop it because he's not going to be defending himself properly. And if not, he will be deducted points if he keeps trying to grab Parro from engulfing his attack on him. I'm telling you guys, just like this. I seen Richard Hitchens spar. I've seen Richard Hitchens change hands with promoters. He's doing himself a disservice of not putting on marketable fights. He's putting on lackluster fights. And I'm telling you guys, mark my words. And that when I say stuff, I stand by it. Cool guy. I talked to him. I don't know him like that. Met him at the gym. He smoked. But he don't got nothing to keep Liam Parro off of him. And that's going to be his downfall.
That's my biggest fair squeeze because yo, I'm telling you, I rewatched that fight with Lemos recently, and I was not feeling the way my guy was looking up at that clock. Like he was, I want to say from like the fourth round on, the way he was looking up at that clock when he was holding, he was looking like he just couldn't wait for them rounds to be over. I was like, damn.
Wasn't a good look.
Nah, at all. And
Wasn't
I
a
don't know
good
if it
look,
was just the
man.
conditioning. I don't know if it was I remember when Matias had the belt and he was in line to fight for it, the IBF, you know, they got that 10-pound rehydration rule. And he was talking about he ain't want to fight because of the rehydration. So I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like maybe he's too big for the weight class, don't want to go up to 147 for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. But in that fight with Lemos, I did not like what I saw when he kept looking up at the clock. And it was multiple times. He was just holding on, looking up at the clock. I'm like, man.
That's
So
not
yeah,
good.
that's my biggest fear for him with this dude Parro, because I know Parro pack a decent punch on him, man. Parro got a nice little
You
punch on
think
him.
so?
He got a solid little punch.
You think so? Because the people out there that don't believe, go back and watch the Matias fight in Cuba, in his own country. Acknowledge them, destroy them,
Yeah, he whooped Matias,
knock
man.
the floor with him. Have you heard about Matias ever since, people? I rest my case, Your
I
Honor.
know Matias was talking about he want the rematch, but we ain't seen it yet. He ain't activate that whatever, or he didn't push for it. So obviously, Matias wasn't really too eager to run it back with that dude like that.
He's still healing from that ass whoop. That's just as simple as that.
I don't want to see Richard Hitchens get knocked out. I hope he come into this fight and he does whatever he got to do in camp, get himself sturdy. He's you know what I mean. He ossifies himself. Listen, because I'm with you. I was when I saw the fight got announced. That's what was going through my mind. I just kept having flashbacks of him looking up at the clock. I'm like, hell no, because Parro is a better boxer than Lemos is. He's a better boxer, and he got a nice punch on him. So I'm like, if that's how he was looking with Lemos, say I ain't trying to see my guy get knocked out, man.
I don't know, bro. I don't know about that one. Then we got Hitchens coming up with a big fight. I think it's in November for a title shot. The IBF. Tough opponent. And it's gonna be over in Puerto Rico. He crossing the pond. So
yeah, that's gonna be that fight. That's gonna be the fight.
Yeah.
With Parro, it's gonna be in Puerto Rico. It's gonna be in Puerto Rico. We got a
he
couple.
on that
We
card?
got. Yeah, it's gonna be Hitchens and Parro. They're gonna be in that on that Puerto Rico card.
I'm talking about Jaleel Hackett.
Oh yeah, Jaleel Hackett. Yeah, Jaleel Hackett. They're gonna be on the same card.
Yeah. It's gonna be a war. I seen Jaleel at the fights in DC. This boy looked like he probably could fight the Charlo brothers. Fight at 60. Easy.
Nah, he ain't a small dude at all. When we had the
easy.
What was that? The meet and greet down there in Philadelphia. He came through and had a plate, him and his pops. It's cool peoples, man. But yeah, I was like, yeah, he definitely. I don't know how in the world he's making 147, but he's making it. He's making it. Apparently, he likes to run a lot. That's what his pops say.
They say
He
he can
runs a
make
lot.
140.
I don't know how.
Sick.
Wednesday, we got Chris Colbert coming back.
Oh, be hot.
Yeah, he gonna be on Pro Box Wednesday night. I'm excited to see how he looks, man. Hopefully, listening to his coach this time. Because that last time when he fought, what's his name in the rematch, Rayo, he was being real dismissive of his coach. His coach was giving him instructions. He just blew his coach off. He told him, I got this. Ended up getting knocked out that same round. His coach just threw his hands up in the air on the side of the ring. So hopefully he's coming back. He's refocused because he got talent, man. He got talent.
I definitely like him, and I was a fan of his. Still am a fan of his. I was looking at possibly down the road 2 years ago, him and GTD facing each other. When I first saw him, I said, okay, this kid can box. He got a little punch with him. slick, but out of the ring issues mixed with in the ring, we normally know the outcome of those.
Yep.
Um, I just hope that just like us in our daily lives, we can't take home to work because you can't get the job done. But shout out to Lil B.I.
I hope
coming
he
back.
does well.
Yeah, let me get this commercial out of the way. Smoothie King, right back at you with another one. Melody Queen, 27. Send $10, single entry or 3 entries for $25 via Cash App. Subject raffle to JBT Network for a chance to win. Also, first place Apple 10 generation iPad, or second place Kenichi Bear headphones, or third place Ninja Air Fry. Winner will be announced October the 12th. Good luck. Also, I want to talk about the other fight that I wanted to talk about was will Bud be able to fight? I'm just going to say it like this. One of the top guys at 68, if not Canelo. What are your thoughts?
Well, first and foremost, they got them weight classes for a reason. But then second, some guys they just be the exception to the rule, man. Some guys they just that damn good to where they get to do different things. Like Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran starting at 135, he end up fighting Marvin Hagler and going the distance. Damn good fight. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. Maybe Bud is one of those guys where he could potentially do it. Who the hell knows? I have no idea. But if there's anybody right now out of these current guys that I feel has enough with them to, go up to a higher weight class like that and not completely embarrass themselves, it's probably him. It's probably him. I think he's versatile enough. He's got enough IQ. The main thing is whether or not he could take a punch up there. But that remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. What are your thoughts? You think Buck could go up to 168 and fight one of them guys?
As you know, if you've been, I'm not talking to you, but the people out there that's been watching and following the podcast, as y'all know, I'm a diehard Bud Crawford fan, and I'm a diehard Canelo Alvarez fan. I think that's a Super Bowl. But I gotta keep it real. I love boxing. And I'm just looking at the weight disparity. Canelo's already comfortable at the 168. He went up to 75 to fight Bivol. Put up a hell of a performance, if you ask me. Came back down to 168 and kept eating in spectacular fashions. Even though he's getting older, he's old and he's on his way out. In the Metro fight, I was a little edgy. We just came from the Bad Girls promotion fight at the Red Line Bar and Grill, Sideline Bar and Grill Sports in Glen Burnie. And we sitting there, Coach Kenny Calvin, Coach Steve, me, at the gym, 10 at night. And we sit there trading recipes with two giants of the sports and Coach Kenny and Coach Cal. And they say, your boy, I say, hey, Metro is no pushover. He the champion. He's a hell of a boxer. He's a hell of a boxer puncher. And Bud had to be respectful and cognate of Metromorph's power. Bud heard him several times. And he stung Bud a couple of times. But it's just something inside me that's saying I don't like it. And I'm just going to keep it 100 with you guys. You know how much I love Bud. And if you watching Bud, can't wait to get you on a podcast. It's just something inside of me, man. Do I want to see Bud be great? Yes. But this is a rock and a hard place for me because I'm such big fans of both of these guys. I've been following their careers over a decade. 168. You had a break of your knockout streak ended with Metromorph. Total different fighter. It's more elusive, more agile. But you're going up, adding 12 more pounds, going up against somebody that's arguably one of the best fighters to ever go down in a sport. I would love to see him put up a hell of a resistance more than the Charlo brother. That's what I gotta say about that, Ed.
I'll say this though, man. I thought he handled Matrimorph pretty well. And I gotta say, I thought that his power it carried with him pretty good because if you watch Matrimorph fight before his fight with Bud, this is a guy where typically he likes to utilize them angles. His favorite punch is that damn left hook. He got his vaunted left hook. He would not let that punch go against Bud at all. His punch output, you look at the stats, he threw way more than 40, 50 punches around versus last couple of opponents against Bud. He didn't throw more than 25 in a single round. So that right there, that just goes to show that he didn't really want to open up too much. He didn't want to take too many chances. Because like you said, Bud definitely hurt him in there. It was nothing super crazy where he had him out on his feet, but it was enough to where he definitely got his respect. Because the same punches that he would typically throw, he didn't. Outside of the occasional right hand, he was not trying to open up like that. And you watch Madrimorph in his past fights. This is a guy where, like I said, he's throwing upwards of 40 and 50 punches around. And that was slashed in half against Bud. The biggest concern that I would have for Bud versus Canelo is whether or not he's going to be able to avoid being worn down. Terry Lewis made a fantastic point because you know one thing about Canelo as time has gone on, he's become one of those guys where if you got a tight defense, he ain't going to just look to land a big shot on you. He's going to try to wear you down. I think it was most apparent when he fought, what's the guy's name that went up to 175? Callum Smith. Callum Smith had a tight little defense. Canelo couldn't get anything clean on him. So what Canelo started doing? Started hitting him in the shoulders. By the time the fight was over, Callum Smith had a damn contusion in his bicep about the size of a golf ball. Like it was just like protruding through his arm because Canelo was going he was going to just keep wearing on his arms until he got him to bring his guard down. He tried to do the same thing with Bivol. It's like, yo, you got the distance thing working for you. When I get you up on the ropes, I ain't gonna try to get you on the chin. I can't get to the body because you got the arms tucked real good. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna beat up on them shoulders. I'm gonna hit you on the hips. He did the same thing to Caleb Plant. You look at Caleb Plant, he was hitting Caleb Plant with a lot of shots to the kidneys, to the back. So my thing with Bud is Bud got a nice little defense when he wanna be tight with it. We seen. So can he take that type of wear and tear from Canelo and not get broke down? And then if what's his name, if Canelo was able to catch it with a nice little shot up top, can he take that shot? If he can, I think that Bud, he could have some success in there because the one thing about Canelo is Canelo, when he throws his hook, especially, he's wide open. You go look at him throw a left hook. He's always bringing that. He bring his right hand all the way back here. So when he throw that hook, he's wide open up the middle. We know Bud is a hell of a counter puncher. Another thing with Canelo is if you watch Canelo shoot his right hand, more often than not, he set it up damn near the same way every time. He do the same setup with the lead hand. It's touch, touch, then he throw the right hand. Soon as he goes touch, touch, I think Bud is sharp enough. He's smart enough to know, all right, I'm gonna fire something hot straight down the middle. So the main thing is, can Bud not get broke down, and can Bud be able to take a decent shot from Canelo? If he can get him into the back half of the fight, Canelo got a damn good punch, but it ain't super crazy in the back half of the fight. Like I was astounded when I saw that his knockout ratio is only like a 63 or something like that.
How
So it's
many
like
fights in though, Ant McQueen?
60 plus. 60 plus. But my thing
How
is, what I'm
many
saying is
years of wear and tear? I'm just trying to point these points out for these guys.
Canelo's what, 34 now? He's been fighting since he's 15.
How long he
So
been
probably about
driving that
19,
car?
20 years pro.
Ain't it's time for him to buy him a new car? He didn't got, I don't know, he probably got over 260,000. He hitting 300K on his car.
Yeah. So that's my
I
thing.
just seen my boy behind you.
Oh no, that's the girl, man.
The girl, yeah, the cat.
Come here, mama. Yeah, she always coming over there. Her brother's over there somewhere. But yeah, that's my thing, man. That's my thing with them. It's just like, yo, if Bud could take a decent shot, and then here's the other thing too. The dimensions aren't too crazy either. We're not talking about fighting a guy with the stature of like a David Morrell, David Benavidez. Him and Canelo, they roughly around the same size. Actually, Bud might be a little bit taller, and we know he's got the longer reach too. So if there was a guy, this kind of reminds me of like when Roy Jones went up to heavyweight to fight John Ruiz. Like Roy Jones probably wouldn't have been able to do nothing with Lennox Lewis or Klitschko, one of the monstrous guys at heavyweight. But a guy like John Ruiz, if it's the right guy, I feel like you could deal with him. You know what I'm saying? And I think that with Bud, the dimensions, at least in terms of height and length, they in his favor. So as long as he can take a decent shot from Canelo, get him in the back half of the fight, I think that he's sharp enough, he's smart enough to be able to withstand him. But if not, if he can't take that shot, woo, he's gonna be in a world of trouble.
He was getting hit clean with Metramorph too. It was like he couldn't get out of the way of that right hand. And that wouldn't spell good with him against Canelo. Because Canelo can punch.
Oh yeah. But that's what I said about Canelo's right hand, the way he set it up with the touch. I think Canelo would have to change some things up to be able to hit Bud with that shot too cleanly. I don't think that's a shot that Bud would just be giving up. And the other thing too is Madrimov uses legs a lot more. Canelo don't really use his legs like that. He don't really use his legs like that.
Yeah, but like you say, the tail of the tape for me, for Bud to be successful with Canelo, number one, we already know Bud gonna come in at the best shape in his life. Number two, Bomac will make sure that he's in the shape that he needs to be in. Number three, Bud needs to make sure he's gauging distance, using his length, keeping Canelo at the end of his punches, because Canelo ain't the fastest. He got a good inside slip game. And can he hurt Canelo enough to make him restart his boxing stance throughout the fight? That's my tail of the tape.
I believe he can if he. I believe he can if he picked them shots, but he's got to be. He's got to be willing to take them shots, them chances, like he usually is. Because the one thing with Canelo, oftentimes you don't really see people punching in between his shots. I think that Canelo does such a fantastic job of applying pressure that the fights usually go in cycles. It's like it's his turn, the opponent's turn, his turn, the opponent's turn. But very seldom do you see people punching in between his shots. That's why he's able to load up the way that he is, because he's usually taming guys to the point where he can just do whatever he wants to do. You know, that's how it played out with that Charlo fight. Like he was able to just do whatever the hell he wanted to do with very little resistance. So I think the key would be to catch him with something while he's throwing something. And
Yeah, yeah.
everybody's vulnerable when they punching. And I watched that. I rewatched a little bit of that. The second fight that he had, Triple G actually buzzed him in the Triple G caught him in between punches. I want to say it was like the 10th round, but I'll say this too. Canelo got a hell of a poker face, man, and he did not panic. He didn't panic. Even when he got buzzed, he didn't panic. Even early on in his career, when he got buzzed by Cotto's brother, he didn't panic. That's the one thing about Canelo. It's like even in those few instances where he did get buzzed, he just does not panic. That dude is cool as a fan. So got to be able to reset him. I think the other thing too is to catch him as he's stepping. We had talked about this before. You know, Canelo likes to utilize that back to front footwork, like the great Joe Frazier. Back foot, front foot, back foot, front foot, back foot, front foot. As soon as that back foot comes forward, that's the time where his base is going to be compromised. You don't got to hit him with nothing crazy, but just like you said before, just force him to reset. And if you can force him to reset, keep him on the outside, you could maybe land a shot or two as he's resetting, and then just kind of just keep resetting the process every time he resets. Canelo, his favorite counter is that left hook off that high guard when he's coming through in that high guard. Sometimes frame him up. Charlo did that to him a couple times where when Canelo stepped to him, he framed him up top with the forearm, nice little stab to the body, set him off balance, forced him to reset, but he wasn't consistent with it. Canelo was putting that pressure on him, and it just seemed like he was just so damn frazzled, like he just couldn't think in there. And that's going to be a major key too for Bud. Where he typically is, folks. You don't really see him lose focus too often, but you got to stay focused, got to stay dialed in, got to stay sharp, man. Got to stay sharp, and don't forget that, like, yo, I can throw punches at this guy too. I can knock him off balance too, because all too often, man, that pressure is immense. It's
Crazy.
immense,
I
crazy
think
pressure.
I think that Canelo has that Marvin Hagler-ish style. Chin tuck, head movement, 4-5, 4-5, 6-3. You ain't gonna see a lot of jabs. And he turn his body into them punches and hit you on your arms 4'5", 6'3", uppercut with the 4, jab, jab, 4'5", 6'3". He throws the same repetitive punches. And when you catch him here, turn, he got a neck and shoulders on him. He has a hell of a wingspan. He's 5'8", guys. 5'8", fighting monsters. And they don't want to give him credit. I just think that Bud gonna keep the stinger out there. Catch him. Bud might come out orthodox first. Sit down, Bud, sit down. See what the defense get him. If he don't like what he sees, he automatically switches to southpaw. Keep that right foot on the outside of Canelo's left foot. If he could pull off the Rize Lar effect, he would be able to coast to a victory against one of my favorite fighters of all time. What do you think about that, Ant?
I like it. I like it. I agree. And I would say, to be honest with you, being in the southpaw position like that, I would like to see him bait Canelo into throwing that left hook. Get him to open up and like I said, counter him. Get him to open up and counter him. I think that's the only way. I think that's the only way. Got to get him to open up, counter him. Make him pause a little bit. Make Canelo hesitate a little bit. Because we don't really see that too often with him. We've seen guys outwork him. But we've seen Floyd frustrate him. We saw Floyd frustrate him. He was countering a little bit. Canelo looked a little bit lost at times in that fight. Bivol, he did it with the what's the name? He did it with the forcing him to reset. He forced him to reset quite a bit in that fight. Lara, I just felt like with Lara, I just felt like that the offense wasn't consistent enough for him.
For who?
For Lara in that fight.
Okay.
I just didn't feel like it was consistent enough. He moved well. He moved extremely well in that fight. His footwork was magnificent in that fight. I just didn't feel like the offense was consistent enough. And Canelo was landing some nice little shots to the body, ripping them to the body, and so on and so forth.
Far
and it seemed
in
like,
between.
But whenever he did, though, Lara was just on the bike after that.
Lara would clinch up and pivot out. That whole fight, he was making Canelo reset.
Yeah, he was, but I just didn't feel like there wasn't. I just didn't feel like his offense was consistent enough for me to. It's not like he didn't lose bad. I know a lot of people felt like Lara won, which I'm not. I felt like kind of go either way, but for me personally, I just felt like his offense just wasn't consistent enough. But I loved what he did with his footwork. His defense was on point. But again, you got to land punches too. You got to score. So I would say maybe like a little bit of that Lara, but with just a little bit more offense. Like I was saying, bait this dude into throwing some shots because he's gonna, like Canelo. Like I said, when he punches, he's wide open. He is wide open when he throws, especially that left hook.
Yeah,
he's all the way out here with
Bud
the right hand.
Bud won't give it to him. He got a hell of a corner, and he makes hell of adjustments, and he knows. Bud a great film study. He like a football coach. He sits down, he studies film of his opponent, and he takes his opponent strong attributes away from him. Will he be able to do it in that fight? Is unanswered.
Hey, I don't see why he can't, man. I don't see why he can't. I don't think it's gonna be easy. Like hell no, it ain't gonna be easy because Canelo is terrific. Canelo is terrific. It won't be easy. But if there is a guy that would be able to go up there and do it, I believe it would be him because I feel like he's just got enough physicality too. That's another thing with Bud too. That's a strong dude, man. Like by you hear all these various accounts. I remember watching Richard Torres, the heavyweight, in an interview. He was talking about how he was over at Bud's house one day, and Bud just randomly, they just over there chilling, just hanging out. Bud says, "Hey, yo, you want to wrestle?" And Richard Torres says he was about like 220 at the time. He says Bud picked him up, like lifted him over his head. And you seen videos of this dude Bud in the gym deadlifting 450 pounds
Yup.
in boots and jeans.
Yup.
Dude just strong, man. He's a
Yeah.
strong, he's wiry, but he's strong, man. He's I don't know what it is about some of them guys. Like Thomas Hearns is like that. Like Thomas Hearns could probably knock out an elephant with that damn right hand, but he was just like wiry, like just thin dude, like slender build, but he's just strong for no reason. I think that's another thing that would help Bud in this fight, man, is his strength. Prior to the fight with Spence, that's all we kept hearing, how Spence was going to bully him and he was going to be too big, too strong. And then when they met up, and then like the first time when they got in close and like they was about to clinch and Bud just pushed him off, I damn near cried because I'm an Errol Spence fan. So I'm like, yo, it's about to be a long night for my guy, Errol Spence. I already knew that Bud had the superior hand speed and all that other stuff. He was more dynamic, but I felt like if there was going to be one area in which Errol was going to be able to have more success, it was going to be on the inside because I was just sure that Errol is stronger. But then when I seen him pushing him off, I said, damn, it's going to be a long night. Like that dude is strong. And he did the same thing with the dude who bullied Pacquiao, Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn is a strong dude, man, sturdy dude. 147, and he was just muscling him around, pushing him around. Dude is
That was a
strong.
good
So
fight.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Very entertaining.
Jeff Horn came to fight, but just like Bud was just too much, too versatile, too sharp, too strong all the way around. We know Canelo's a strong dude, built like a damn New York City fire hydrant. He's a strong, sturdy dude, but so is Bud. So I don't think that Canelo's gonna have a significant advantage there, just like when it comes to physical strength. I don't think so. But can he take the punch? That's the main thing I'm looking at is can he take a punch from the guy? If he can, hey, I think we're gonna have a tremendous fight.
I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Plant or Berlinger. Then the winner of that gets Canelo. I want to see him give me something at the 168 before he fights Canelo in his wheelhouse. That's just me. But I know his willpower, his determination, his skill set, his ability to make adjustments, his corner, and his preparation. I gotta respect it. I have to respect it. But hey man, thanks for everybody coming in. Ant McQueen came in, held it down. All assets hit him up for me. Always we chopping it up like we do. We breaking stuff down for you guys. We getting into the nuts and the bolts of the mechanics, the styles. What fighter favorite punch? Well, his favorite punch overweigh his favorite punch. Will his desire, true desirable fighters with the desire to win, Who's gonna break first? The seesaw effect. Will Canelo be able to impose his will on a guy that never fought nobody at 168? And if he does, will he get the credit that he deserves? But if Bud pulled this off, this is my closing argument, guys. Will this be one of the biggest upsets that ever happened in boxing? Those are my closing arguments. Ant McQueen.
Man, will Canelo get the credit? It depends on who you ask. That's what it's gonna come down to. It depends on who you ask. He gonna get the credit from me. There's gonna be some other people. He brought up another 154 pounds, and the guy was this small. Yada yada yada. If Bud pulls it off, forget about it. This dude, put him up in Canastota right now. That International Boxing Hall of Fame. Put him up there in Canastota, right after the fight. Put him up there if he gets it. My closing argument, same as always. Small things, all things. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. I want to appreciate you, Squeeze, for allowing me to rock out with you. Shout out to my guy
Okay.
Senior for flashing the bat signal, leaving the key under the mat so I can get up in here. Everybody in the chat, appreciate y'all for supporting these guys, supporting the channel, rocking out. Oreo, what the hell you doing? My cat. All right, with that, peace.
Peace, brother. Hey, man. What more can I ask for, man? Shout out to all assets, man, behind the scenes, making that possible for Ant McQueen to come in. And we did what this channel was predicated on. Why Coach Calvin made this channel is to talk about the sport that we love and desire without bias. Love you guys. Thanks for all the prayers. Rest in peace, John Boy. It was an honor meeting you. The love that you showed us. I get emotional. That was seeing your boy. I was second in that relationship, but he still showed me love. Miss Tanya Vandross, I dedicate this show to you. I miss you so much. I miss your voice. She spoiled me, guys. That's hard to come by. Rest in peace to John Stamos, some good times. Makembe Batombo, rest in peace to his family. Pete Rose, the great Pete Rose. Everybody in the chat that lost their loved ones. Rest in peace to my son. Love you guys, man. Great show. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. Great job behind the scenes, all assets. May God bless each and every one of you in your journey. I'm nothing without you guys. If you guys don't watch, tune in. We won't be where we at. Senior being here, he be under the weather, fighting with health issues. But he still come in. I fight with my health issues. But we determined to keep pushing. We bend, but we don't break. Can't thank y'all enough. Ant McQueen, can't thank you enough, man, for you to come in. And I just love him, man. He's so Ant McQueen, so respectful and never rude, never loud, never braggadocious. If you don't love that guy, I don't know what to tell you. Smash that like button. You already know who it is. It's your boys, the Rize Podcast, Friday night, late night edition. Ant McQueen, All Access International. It's the Smoothie King. Right back at y'all with another one. Peace and hair grease. See y'all Sunday, man. Thanks, TTMZ. Appreciate you, man. God bless y'all. And see y'all Sunday. And pray that we have the knowledge of the sport to chop it up with you guys again. Peace and hair grease.